I was reading your bio, and just when I thought he couldn't have gone to Antarctica, you went to Antarctica. um, I guess where is the best place on Earth to be when the apocalypse hits?
You know, again, it's going to be different depending on the apocalypse. That was a big point of mine I tried to make in my book was until you know for sure what's going on, you can't start building a bunker because what if where you're building the bunker in Montana is right where it happens? Or what if you're on vacation in New York? I mean, you're never going to leave your bunker. So I think there's the black swan problem, which is that we can't predict things. That whatever is the apocalypse is going to be what we didn't expect, and to try to plan for it is dangerous.
So, I guess what can I do in my everyday life in order to prepare myself a little?
Well, I think you start to learn some skills. You start to think about things. So, you can learn how to do things like make a bow drill, make fire, or just go camping a lot. And then you'll start to see like, oh, this is what I would need if I was going to be having no food, water, or electricity for a week. It's you start to just work on your sort of self-reliant skills. No one is going to be ever completely self-reliant. It's a myth. It's impossible. You need people. You need people to live, but you can practice things. And I think my kind of desire is always to practice and learn skills that make your life better. That are fun and interesting, and they add value to your life because I meet, preppers and people that are building bunkers and buying guns, and they're just getting more unhappy. They're just getting more and more paranoid. And they're going to be very disappointed when the world doesn't end. And this happens again and again. You see it all the time. So that's my take on it.
So in your book, how many of these techniques do you actually talk about? How many do you teach?
I did all kinds of stuff. I went and learned how to steal cars with ex-gangbangers from LA, and I learned how to drive cars fast with stunt drivers. And I went, in case the world freezes, I went to live with the Inuit in northern Canada, Eskimo, and I did some sled dog stuff, and I built igloos, so I tried to kind of, embrace the disaster movie as a genre, as a thing, and learn the skills that would help you in those situations.
Okay, I guess what do you carry on you at all time in order to stay
I don't
prepared?
carry a ton of stuff. I have stuff in my car. I think it's basics. Have in your car 3 days worth of stuff: water, food. Have some boots. In case you have to hike out. Footwear is huge in a survival situation. And I carry a little Leatherman and a couple of little knives and a lighter. It's great to know how to make a bow drill, but it's also great to have matches. So I have both.
Okay, I guess while watching World War Z, how much of it did you enjoy, and how much of it stood out to you as being factual?
I mean, I thought it was very scary and, fast-paced, much faster paced than I expected. And it was, it's impossible to say what's factual about something like that because, how would people behave and how would governments behave in particular? In a lot of disasters, what you'll find, for instance, Katrina or the 1906 earthquake in San Francisco, people behaved really well while police and the government overreacted. So there's something called elite panic that you have to worry about, which is what the police do, because sometimes they'll overreact and they'll start thinking that people are the problem. And that happens in disasters, and that's been documented in disasters. So I think people jump to the conclusion that everyone's going to be out for blood right away. They're going to be at your throat right away. And that's not what happens.
So how do you keep from panicking?
Again, what are the things you can do? You can train and you can have experience. Those are the only two things you can do. So you train, you expose yourself to new situations, get in a boxing ring a couple of times, and getting in a fight won't be so scary. Go skydiving a couple of times, and you sort of start really, it's terrifying the first time, it's not anywhere near as scary the second time. So there's ways you can kind of, what they call inoculate yourself to stress. And you give yourself an injection of stress, and then you build up resistance, you build up a tolerance for it.
I guess final thing, what's next for you? You've done a lot.
I'm just, I'm hustling. I'm always writing new stuff and running around in circles, trying to find fun things to do.
Sounds good.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Yeah.